Good morning, everyone. I just wrote a LinkedIn article that I want to share with you guys because it was actually a real hot take. So I want to share with you all the surprising career hack that made my boss nervous. If this is your first time finding my YouTube channel, hi, my name is Julia, and I run a coaching practice, the Faith and Flourish Group. I am an empowerment and wellness coach, and my content is geared towards entry-level and mid-level women working who are feeling stuck in their careers. I work with you as a career strategist to help you move from feeling stuck to feeling empowered. And you would be drawn to this content if you you are drawn to this content because you are an ambitious and driven woman. So the surprising career hack that made my boss nervous. That's kind of a clickbait title because this person, what I shared, they are not my direct supervisor, and very clearly why I could not work for someone like this. Okay. So, a simple leadership tactic that I shared in a staff meeting that this supervisor was running is a strategy that allows folks to, as I shared in the meeting, bloom where you're planted. Here I'm phrasing it as to grow where you're planted. Okay, what is it that I did? So, my master's degree is a specialized MBA in higher education administration. So it's about running the business aspect, the financial aspect of an institution, of a college, an institution of higher education. One of the things that you need to do as a leader is to scan the environment. I'm also earning my doctorate in educational leadership. And again, this came up in my innovative leadership course. And my professor that taught the course was a superintendent of a school district. You need to be scanning the environment. If you work in business at all, and you may or may not have been exposed to this, but a SWOT analysis. SWOT is an acronym. It stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And when organizations are doing their strategic planning, they are running these SWOT analyses. Either way, they're running a SWOT analysis, and they're doing it frequently every time they want to do something new within their organization, and that's in business or in institutions of higher education, where the threats the threats letter, the T, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Threats is where you are doing this thing that I recommended in the staff meeting. Threats is where you are scanning the environment. So what I shared in the staff meeting was that I read job descriptions. And this supervisor was appalled that I would say that at work. And I'm potentially suggesting that other people read job descriptions. And for her, the only reason you would read a job description is because you are looking for a job. Now, as a career strategist, that's not why I'm reading job descriptions. I'm reading job descriptions because I am all for people blooming where you are planted. What does that mean? It means redefining the space around you right where you are. Because if you love your commute, if you love the benefits, if you love the people that you work with, if you love your workspace, if you really believe in the mission of the organization that you're working for, and the only part of the job that you don't like is your actual job, you don't have to leave. You can have a conversation with your supervisor, and what could be informing that conversation is information that you're gaining because you scanned the environment, and you frame it like I'm reading other job descriptions, not because I'm looking to leave. I'm looking to redefine my role right here. And what I'm seeing that other organizations are doing, if you allowed me to redefine my role here, this could be an asset to the organization because we're staying competitive with what others in our industry are doing. This is what other people with my skill set are being asked to do within their organizations. So, reading job descriptions is actually a growth strategy so that you can redefine the role that you're in and go deeper within that role. Just leaving and hopping and going to another organization, that's expanding your breadth, But if you want to expand your depth, grow right where you are. If you want to expand your breadth, you want to work in a different industry, you actually want to work for a different organization within your same industry, job hopping is a strategy. But if you want to go deeper, then looking at job descriptions is a growth strategy, okay? So the reason why I do it is to identify new competencies, new technologies that other employees are being asked to know how to do if they're going to apply for that job. How can I integrate those things in my current work? Do I need to go to a training to learn these new competencies? Do I need to learn new technologies? Do I need a training on the new databases and programs and applications that people are using? This allows me to understand emerging trends and position my organization and my department as a leader within our industry. And then I also do this to develop deeper expertise by broadening the understanding of my roles, expectations. Okay. I am not reading job descriptions because I'm disloyal. I'm doing it because I want to keep my organization competitive and I want to keep my work meaningful. So these are reasons why you should also be doing that. Okay, so redefine your role instead of leaving. Analyze your strengths and motivations. Here's my do it yourself. Every LinkedIn article that I write, and I encourage you to follow my LinkedIn, not only add me to your network, but also follow my newsletter, which is where I share these articles. And it's my same business name, Faith and Flourish. I always share do-it-yourself tips, okay? So I say it's not always about leaving your organization. Many times it's about reimagining your role. And how many times have we left a job that we otherwise loved everything about it, but the role we weren't being allowed to grow? I challenge you and say, did you attempt to have a conversation with your supervisor about ways that you wanted to reimagine your role before you resigned? Okay, so do it yourself. Number one, analyze your strengths and motivations. Reflect on what in your work brings you the most energy and satisfaction. And once you identify those things, are there aspects of your current role that you want to expand? Number two, identify gaps in your current position. What needs or inefficiencies could you address? Use insights from these job descriptions to propose innovative solutions. That points back to new competencies and new technologies. Those could be gaps that if you asked your supervisor, is there a budget for professional development? Because I would like to take a training on a new technology I learned about that people in my role are using. And then number three, initiate a role redefinition conversation. Approach your supervisor with clear ideas for expanding your responsibilities and frame it as a way to increase value for the organization. If you all of a sudden have training on a new database or a new application or a new way that people in your industry are doing things, and you want to do it for your current organization, that increases your value for the organization. And it increases what the organization can do. Okay. So not every time is your supervisor going to be supportive of this. Like if this person who was running this staff meeting was my supervisor, they were not supportive and they responded in the staff meeting in a way that would imply I was being disloyal as opposed to the truth. I was being ambitious. Okay. So there are consequences to leaders acting in that way. And this supervisor, I've worked for supervisors like that. This person is not my current supervisor. My current supervisor is actually very open to me redefining my role so I can go deeper because I've already established myself for many years within this organization. The supervisor running that meeting, I would resign working for someone like that. Why? Because this person is failing to foster growth within their team, and it's leaders like that, supervisors like that, that lose talent. And so what I say to you, if you are a supervisor and you have come across this video, what can you do? You can create an environment where your employees feel safe to grow. Okay. Approach things from a place of curiosity and ask questions and understand their motivations, understand their intentions before you say, this person's about to quit. Don't assume people are being disloyal. I would say, um, approach it with the idea that your employee is actually ambitious. It's a positive thing, okay? And then to the professionals, whom my coaching practice is really for you, for the ambitious and driven woman, do not let these small-minded reactions deter you from learning and growing, okay? That's literally the women that I'm looking to work with, are people who are driven and ambitious, okay? You can seek to add value where you are. Always be seeking to add value where you are. And you need to also know when it's time to move on. And so, as a career strategist, I offer free discovery calls where we can talk about what you are currently going through in real time. Okay. We would share real time and space with each other and determine what we're going to do. Okay. And am I the person to support you in doing that? I offer two types of ways that we work together. We do short-term engagements. Those are 12 weeks long. And then we can do long-term engagements, which are 1 year. And I love those because there's a lot of challenges that come up and we're, at the beginning of a new year. So I hope that this video equipped you with some tactical, strategic things that you can do. And if you have exhausted your own resources and you need a partner, consider reaching out to me for a free discovery call. And let's see if we are the right people to work together to get you over the finish line into living that dream life, your ideal state. So have a great day, everyone. Bye.